Hello everyone. In our previous lecture, we have discussed about manufacturing process of cement, chemical constituents of cement and their functions. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about box compounds and heat of hydration of cement.
First point is Bock's compound. First of all, who is a Bock? Erich Bock, he was a physical chemist. A physical chemist studies the properties of matter at molecular and atomic level. The identification of major compound is largely based on the work of Erich Bock, so it is often referred as a Bock compound or Bock composition. The raw materials used for manufacture of cement consist of mainly of lime, silica, alumina, and iron. These oxides interact with one another in a kiln at higher temperature to form more complex compounds. We know all the ingredients of cement are oxides. हे सारे ऑक्साइड्स किंवा कन्स्टिट्युएंट्स जेव्हा हाय टेम्परेचरच्या कॉन्टॅक्टमध्ये येतात तेव्हा ते मेल्ट होतात आणि मेल्ट होऊन लिक्विड फॉर्ममध्ये कन्वर्ट होतात. लिक्विड फॉर्ममध्ये असल्यामुळं ते एकमेकांमध्ये इझिली मिक्स होतात आणि एकमेकांमध्ये मिक्स होत असताना त्यांचे एकमेकांसोबत इंटरॅक्ट होऊन न्यू कंपाऊंड्स तयार होतात. त्याच कंपाऊंड्सना बॉक कंपाऊंड असं म्हणतात. There are four compounds usually regarded as a major compounds. First is tricalcium silicate, abbreviation is C3S and formula is 3CaOSiO2, means 3 parts of a lime and 1 part silica, and its concentration is 60 to 70%. Second compound is dicalcium silicate, abbreviation is C2S and formula is 2CaOSiO2, means 2 parts of lime and 1 part silica, and concentration is 10 to 20%. Third compound is tricalcium aluminate, abbreviation is C3A. Formula is 3CaOAl2O3, 3 parts of a lime and 1 part alumina, and concentration is 5 to 10%. And fourth compound is tetracalcium aluminoferrite, abbreviation is C4F and formula is 4CaOAl2O3 Fe2O3, 4 parts of lime, 1 part alumina and 1 part ferrous oxide, and concentration is 3 to 8%. These are the major box compounds which are responsible for properties of cement. The relative proportions of these oxide compound are responsible for influencing the various properties of cement. The properties of cement like fineness of a cement, setting time, soundness, compressive strength, heat of hydration and specific gravity of cement. The compounds have their own physical properties and this plays vital role in properties of cement. So the proportion of compound is largely impact on properties of cement. These compounds are in anhydrous state, that is without any water molecule in their chemical formula. We know compounds are formed in a kiln at higher temperature, so there is no chance of presence of water during formation of compounds. So these compounds are in anhydrous state. जर तुम्ही यूट्यूब किंवा इंटरनेटवर बॉक्स कंपाऊंड म्हणून सर्च केला तर तुम्हाला तिथं काही ठिकाणी अशी इन्फॉर्मेशन भेटेल की सिमेंट आणि वॉटर एकमेकांच्या कॉन्टॅक्टमध्ये आल्यानंतर केमिकल रिॲक्शन होऊन बॉक्स कंपाऊंड तयार होतात. पण सिमेंट आणि वॉटर एकमेकांच्या कॉन्टॅक्टमध्ये आल्यानंतर हीट ऑफ हायड्रेशन प्रोसेस होते, कंपाऊंड्स तयार होत नाहीत. The proportion of these stated box compounds vary in various types of cement. There are various types of cement like fluid cement, rapid hardening cement, colored cement, sulfur resistant cement, blast furnace slag cement, etc. The types of cements are used according to site condition. For example, fluid cement. Fluid cement is used where temperature is so high because of surrounding high temperature, cement hardens quickly. We require at least 30 minutes for activities like proper mixing of concrete, their transportation, placing in formwork and compaction. If cement is in plastic state, then we can done these activities smoothly, but cement hardens quickly because of surrounding high temperature. So we have to delay the setting time of cement.
The low heat cement have low heat of hydration, so setting time is delayed and cement remains in a plastic state for some time. So the compounds which promotes the heat of hydration of cement use in less quantity in low heat cement. The next cement is rapid hardening cement. In cold weather condition, rapid hardening cement is used. In cold weather condition, because of surrounding temperature, heat of hydration rate slows down. So cement remains in a plastic state for a longer time. That's why strain gaining rate slows down. So the rapid hardening cement have more heat of hydration rate. So quick setting is done and strength gaining become fast. So the compounds which promote the heat of hydration of cement use in more quantity in rapid hardening cement. That's why the proportion of box compounds is vary in various types of cement for suitability of various site conditions. Then dicalcium silicate, that is C2S, and tricalcium silicate, that is C3S, are the compounds mostly responsible for strain characteristics of cement. Because C2S and C3S are responsible for heat of hydration, and heat of hydration is responsible for strain gaining of cement. The next point is physical properties of compounds. There are four compounds. The first compound is C3S, that is tricalcium silicate. It is responsible for early strength. First 7 days strength is due to C3S. It produces more heat of hydration. C3S produces more heat of hydration, so early setting of cement is done. It means hardening of cement is fast, so strength gaining rate become fast, so concrete member become ready early for taking load. A cement with more C3S content is better for cold weather concreting. Because of surrounding low temperature, heat of hydration rate slows down and cement remaining in a plastic state for a longer time. So ultimately strength gaining rate slows down, and to avoid this we have to use cement which remains which contains more C3S content. The next compound is C2S, that is dicalcium silicate. The hydration of C2S starts after 7 days, hence it gives strength after 7 days. C2S hydrates and hardens slowly and provide much of ultimate strength. It is responsible for the latter strength of concrete. It produces less heat of hydration. Heat of hydration rate at initial stage is more. Later it slows down. For first 7 days, C3S is responsible for heat of hydration which is high. Then later heat of hydration, C2S is for later heat of hydration, C2S is responsible. C2S have low heat of hydration rate. That's why strength gaining rate is become low and it continues about a year. Then third compound is C3, that is tricalcium silicate. The reaction of C3 with water is very fast. It may lead to an immediate stiffening of phase and it is called as a flash set. Flash set means immediate hardening of cement. To prevent this flash set, 2 to 3% gypsum is added at a time of grinding of cement in a clinker. We have already seen that gypsum slows down the setting time of cement. The hydrated C3A do not contribute to the strength of concrete. Then fourth compound is C4AF, that is tetracalcium aluminum ferrite. Hydrates rapidly, does not contribute to strength of concrete. We know dicalcium silicate C2S and tricalcium silicate C3S are the compounds mostly responsible for the strength characteristics of cement, and C3A and C4A does not responsible for strength, and C4A is practically inactive and does not contribute to any strength and setting of cement. Next point is hydration of cement. In the previous points, we have seen that heat of hydration is responsible for strength gaining of cement. We can say that heat of hydration is directly proportional to strength of cement. If heat of hydration is done then and then only, we can achieve strength. So heat of hydration is very important. Heat of hydration is a liberation of large quantity of heat due to exothermic chemical reaction take place when water is added to cement. सिमेंटमध्ये वॉटर ॲड केल्यानंतर एक्झोथर्मिक केमिकल रिॲक्शन होऊन उष्णता जनरेट होऊन ती मुक्त होते. ह्या प्रोसेसला हीट ऑफ हायड्रेशन असं म्हणतात. We already discussed that box compounds are responsible for heat of hydration, in which C2S and C3S are mostly responsible for heat of hydration. But all compounds C2S, C3A, C3S and C4A are formed by interacting with lime, that is CaO, means calcium oxide, which is common in all compounds as well as it has a major part, about 60 to 67% of total ingredients of cement. So lime is a constituent which is mainly responsible for heat of hydration. When calcium oxide means CaO when react with water, then calcium hydroxides form and heat liberates. Calcium oxide किंवा lime किंवा चुना. लाईम म्हणजे चुना जेव्हा वॉटरच्या कॉन्टॅक्टमध्ये येतो तेव्हा कॅल्शियम हायड्रॉक्साईड फॉर्म होतं आणि हीट बाहेर लायबरेट होते. उदाहरणार्थ पान किंवा तंबाखू खाताना थोड्या प्रमाणात चुना घेतात. जर तो जास्त प्रमाणात घेतला तर तोंडाची स्किन पोळण्याची शक्यता असते. म्हणजेच उष्णता निर्माण होऊन आतली तोंडाची स्किन पोळण्याचे चान्सेस असतात. म्हणजेच लाईम लिक्विडच्या कॉन्टॅक्टमध्ये आल्यानंतर उष्णता जनरेट होते. त्याचबरोबर आपले हात जास्त वेळ सिमेंट पेस्टमध्ये राहिले तर स्किन इरिटेशन स्टार्ट होतं, स्किन लाल होते व कोरडी पडते. म्हणजेच ही हीट आपण फील देखील करू शकतो. बट इन केस ऑफ अ सिमेंट, lime is combined with all constituents of cement and compounds are formed. So these compounds are responsible for hydration of cement when cement come in contact with water. The heat of hydration can be measured by ASTM-C 186 or by conduction calorimeter. For organic Portland cement, the heat of hydration is around 120 calories per gram or 500 joule per gram. For different types of cement, heat of hydration rate is different. The graph shows that heat of hydration according to time. The x-axis shows the time and y-axis shows the rate of heat of hydration. Within 1 hour, heat of hydration rate is so high at a peak point. After that, it slows down. At initial stage, heat of hydration rate is more. After that, according to time, it slows down. Then, about 50% of total heat is liberated between 1 and 3 days, about 75 in 7 days, and 83 to 91% in 6 months.
Heat of hydration. In the previous video, we have seen about how hydration of cement occurs and various chemical reactions responsible for hydration of cement. Generally, the reaction of cement with water is exothermic, which liberates a considerable quantity of heat. This liberation of heat is called heat of hydration. Let us understand with an example. Take a small amount of cement in a flask and mix it with the required quantity of water. Now, check the temperature in the flask for a regular interval. You may notice the variation in the heat to the certain extent. The study and control of the heat of hydration are important in the construction of concrete dams and other mass concrete constructions. From the past experience, the temperature in the interior of large mass concrete is 50 degrees Celsius above the original temperature of the concrete mass at the time of placing, and this temperature is found to persist for a prolonged period. The image shown on the screen shows the pattern of the liberation of heat from the setting of cement 1:4 and during early hardening period. Once the cement is mixed with the water, a rapid heat evolves lasting for a few minutes. The initial heat evolution is generally due to the reaction of a solution of aluminates and sulfates, which is represented in the peak point A.
Heat of hydration depends on the chemical composition of the cement and most influenced by the proportion of tricalcium silicate, that is C3S, and tricalcium aluminate, that is C3A, in cement. C3A produces more heat of hydration, so first 7 days strength is due to C3S, and the reaction of C3A with water is very fast. So these compounds mostly responsible for heat of hydration of cement. During heat of hydration process, what exactly happens with the structure of the cement particles? Let's see. There are 4 stages. First stage is cement grains in water. B. Growth of colloidal coating of calcium silicate hydrates, that is CSH gel. C. Local disruption and secondary growth of CSH gel, some crystallization of calcium hydroxide. And D. Further growth of CSH gel and infilling by CSH gel and calcium hydroxide crystals. पहिली स्टेज सिमेंट ग्रेन्स इन वॉटर. सिमेंट आणि वॉटर यांची फ्रेश पेस्ट बनवल्यानंतर सिमेंट पार्टिकलची असलेली कंडिशन. देन बी. ग्रोथ ऑफ कोलायडल कोटिंग ऑफ कॅल्शियम सिलिकेट हायड्रेट्स CSH जेल. सिमेंटमध्ये वॉटर ॲड केल्यानंतर सिमेंट आणि वॉटर एकमेकांच्या कॉन्टॅक्टमध्ये येऊन हीट ऑफ हायड्रेशन स्टार्ट होतं आणि बिकॉज ऑफ हीट ऑफ हायड्रेशन सिमेंट पार्टिकल भोवती CSH जेल म्हणजे कॅल्शियम सिलिकेट हायड्रेट्सचं चिकट कोटिंग व्हायला स्टार्ट होतं. इन थर्ड स्टेज, local disruption and secondary growth of CSH gel, some crystallization of calcium hydroxide. सिमेंट आणि वॉटर यांचा कॉन्टॅक्टमुळे हीट ऑफ हायड्रेशनची प्रोसेस ही कंटिन्यू राहते व CSH जेलची ग्रोथ ही होत राहते. त्याचबरोबर कॅल्शियम हायड्रॉक्साईडचे क्रिस्टल्स देखील फॉर्म होतात. आपल्याला माहिती आहे की लाईम आणि वॉटर एकमेकांच्या कॉन्टॅक्टमध्ये येऊन रिॲक्शन होऊन कॅल्शियम हायड्रॉक्साईड फॉर्म होतात आणि हीट लॅबरेट होते. इन फोर्थ स्टेज, सिमेंट आणि वॉटर यांचा कॉन्टॅक्ट वाढत गेल्यामुळं हीट ऑफ हायड्रेशनची प्रोसेस कंटिन्यू राहते व CSH जेलची ही आणखीन ग्रोथ होत राहते. ह्या CSH जेलच्या कोटिंगची चिकट कोटिंगची ग्रोथ ही होत राहते व जिथं गॅप आहे, जिथं ओपन स्पेस आहेत किंवा जिथं वॉटर मॉलिक्युल्स आहेत त्या सगळ्या स्पेसेस फिलअप किंवा भरून काढण्याचं काम हे CSH जेल करतं. त्याचबरोबर कॅल्शियम हायड्रॉक्साईडचे क्रिस्टल्स देखील. देन फॉर एक्झाम्पल बॅसिल सीड्स. बॅसिल सीड्स म्हणजेच सब्जा. ह्याचे बरेचसे औषधी गुणधर्म आहेत. आपण सरबत किंवा पन्ह याच्यामध्ये देखील त्याचा वापर करत असतो. जसं सिमेंट आणि वॉटर एकमेकांच्या कॉन्टॅक्टमध्ये आल्यानंतर त्याच्याभोवती CSH जेलचं चिकट कोटिंग क्रिएट होतं, त्याच पद्धतीनं सब्जा पाण्याच्या कॉन्टॅक्टमध्ये आल्यानंतर त्याच्याभोवती चिकट कोटिंग तयार होतं. जसं जसा सब्जा आणि पाणी यांचा कॉन्टॅक्ट वाढत जाईल तशी तशी त्या चिकट कोटिंगची ग्रोथ होत जाते. आपण पाहिलं की सिमेंट आणि वॉटर एकमेकांच्या कॉन्टॅक्टमध्ये आल्यानंतर एक्झोथर्मिक रिॲक्शन होऊन हीट लायबरेट होते, म्हणजेच ती मुक्त होते. त्याचबरोबर सिमेंट पार्टिकल सोबत पाण्याचे रिॲक्शन होऊन CSH जेल हे गमसारखं चिकट कोटिंग तयार होतं व त्याची ग्रोथ होऊन सगळ्या वॉइड्स किंवा ओपन स्पेसेस त्या फिल करतं. कॉन्क्रीटमध्ये आपण सँड आणि कोर्स ॲग्रिगेट यूज करतो आणि ह्या कोर्स ॲग्रिगेट आणि सँडना बाइंड करण्याचं काम हे सिमेंट करत असतं. हीट ऑफ हायड्रेशनमुळे सेलचे जेल चिकट कोटिंग तयार होतं आणि ते सँड अँड ॲग्रिगेट भोवती कोट होतं व ते प्रॉपर बाइंड होतं. हीट ऑफ हायड्रेशनची प्रोसेस प्रॉपर झाली तर CSA जेल तयार होणार आणि ते कोर्स आणि फाईन ॲग्रिगेटना बाइंड करणार व आपला कॉन्क्रीट मेंबर हा स्ट्रॉंग आणि डेन्स होणार आहे. पण आपण पाहिलं की हीट ऑफ हायड्रेशन प्रोसेसमुळं हीट जनरेट होते, त्यामुळं कॉन्क्रीट आणि सिमेंटचं टेम्परेचर वाढतं. जर टेम्परेचर वाढलं तर त्यातील वॉटरचे इव्हॅपोरेशन होणार. त्याचबरोबर कॉन्क्रीट ॲटमॉस्फिअरच्या कॉन्टॅक्टमध्ये आल्यानंतर सराउंडिंग टेम्परेचरमुळे देखील वॉटरचे इव्हॅपोरेशन होणार. म्हणजेच कॉन्क्रीट पेस्टमधील वॉटरची क्वांटिटी डिक्रीज व्हायला स्टार्ट होणार. पण हीट ऑफ हायड्रेशन सिमेंट आणि वॉटर कॉन्टॅक्टमध्ये आल्यावरच होणार व हीट ऑफ हायड्रेशन झालं तरच CSA जेल फॉर्म होणार आणि ते ॲग्रिगेटना बाइंड करणार व आपलं कॉन्क्रीट मेंबर हा स्ट्रॉंग होणार. म्हणून हीट ऑफ हायड्रेशन प्रोसेस सुरू ठेवण्यासाठी स्ट्रेंथ गेनिंग होण्यासाठी आपल्याला कॉन्क्रीट मेंबरवर पाणी स्प्रिंकल करावं लागेल, जेणेकरून कॉन्क्रीट मेंबर ओला राहील, सिमेंटच्या कॉन्टॅक्टमध्ये पाणी सतत येत राहील व हीट ऑफ हायड्रेशनची प्रोसेस कंटिन्यू राहील व त्याची स्ट्रेंथ गेनिंग व्हायला स्टार्ट होईल. हीट ऑफ हायड्रेशन प्रोसेस सुरू ठेवण्यासाठी आपण सतत कॉन्क्रीट मेंबरवर पाणी स्प्रिंकल करतो. ह्या प्रोसेसला क्युरिंग असं म्हणतात. So heat of hydration process is very important for strength gaining of concrete.
Hydration of cement. Generally, dry cement doesn't bind with fine and coarse aggregates. It acquires the adhesive property of the cement only when mixed with water. The chemical reactions that take place between cement and water are referred as hydration of cement. Generally, cement particle contains C4AF, C3A, C3S and C2S compounds. When these chemical compounds react with the water, the hydration of cement occurs. This is an important physical property of the cement to be considered while deciding the type of cement for the work. Let us have a microscopic analysis of the hydration process. Generally, cement particle is not spherical in shape, but from the analysis, we can consider as spherical. This doesn't going to make much difference. When the water is added to the cement mixture, the hydration products such as turbomeride gel, calcium hydroxide and some minor compounds slowly start depositing on the outer periphery of the nucleus of hydrated cement. Generally, this reaction proceeds slowly for 2 to 5 hours. This period is called induction or dormant period. As the hydration proceeds, the hydration products slowly started to deposit on the original cement grain, thereby making the diffusion of water to unhydrated nucleus more and more difficult. This reduces the rate of hydration. The hydration products gradually fill the space originally occupied by water. Once the entire water molecules are reacted, or no unreacted cement left.
The next point is water requirement for heat of hydration. How much water is required for complete heat of hydration? On an average, 23% of water by weight of cement for chemical reaction with Portland cement compounds and about 15% of water by weight of cement for fill up the gel porous. Totally 38% of water by weight of cement is required for complete hydration of cement. If more than 30% of water is used, then excess water will cause undesirable capillary cavities which makes the concrete mass poor. It means concrete become weak. Therefore, water-cement ratio of 0.6 is required for hydration of cement. If water-cement ratio is more than 0.7, voids are created in concrete, which reduce the strength and density of concrete.